Welcome to the channel, guys. In the last video, I think I was doing the brakes on the 35, so I have them done now, all installed. So good brake pedal, it's greased up in there, and I went and I changed the complete back plate, springs, everything else, so there's still a little bit of adjustment to be done. So I'll wait until the tractor's back together and running. But if you remember in the last one, I said I was going to adjust the clutch because the pedal was see, these are off now, so it's going to be in the way, but the pedal went down about that far, so you hadn't much left before you disengaged, and sometimes it wouldn't properly disengage. So I had an idea that there was more than just adjustment to be done. So decided just to split the tractor. It wasn't that much of a big deal really. The injector pump is to come off. I have the rocker cover off it, and I have the injectors in. I'm testing them now at the moment. I have a crack tester, or brake tester, what you call it. So if you can see down in the hole, you probably can't really, but a little bit of carbon, excuse me. I might be changing or cleaning them out. Oh, hiccups now. So I took off this plate. I want to check the timing on the flywheel, which is a little cover in here, little rubber boot. And for ease, I have the injectors out, so now I can turn the engine easily by hand. Easier anyway. So that's the normal direction of rotation. So now I can time the pump. I can find my timing marks in here a lot easier. They will become clear. I think I'll have to clean it out a little bit in there. I might take off the flywheel and clean the back of it, so I can see the marks a little bit more clearly. There's one mark. There's like 10 degrees and 20 degrees and stuff on these, I think, somewhere. It's hard to get a look in there now because so I will find them. There's the mark is at 10 or 1. So I'll be going around. Anyway, there's a timing mark in here. It lines up with a flat on the circlip. But anyway, what this video is about the clutch. So I thought maybe the bearing had collapsed, but there was no real noise. And when I had it halfway out, I discovered a few of these fellas. 2 of the nuts have come off, or 2 of the bolts. They're what push off the fingers, and if you can see the fingers down, there's one with a bolt left in it. He's just barely hanging in there. He's nearly worn away. And these fingers, get a better shot this way, the threads are gone. So either they're gone in the bolt or both on the fingers and the bolt. But either way, that's pretty much scrap. The fingers are, but I can't get the fingers. You can get the spring, you can get this little clevis piece, you can get the pins. There's the pins for holding them in. They were pretty tight. Then you have 12 of these springs that go around. So you have a dual stage clutch. The big one, incidentally, is pretty worn. She's right down to the rivets on both sides. So one way or another, it needs a new clutch. The flywheel is fine, the bearing is fine. I will be changing them anyway, but the bearing, I mean. PTO clutch, it never really spun. It's the big one. So the one with the big splines is your PTO. So I'll put him back in here. So that one drives your PTO, separate from your main drive. This is your main drive. This is your PTO drive. So how a dual clutch works is it's 2-stage. There she goes the other way. So he goes in towards him. And that's how that works. So, seeing as I have clutches coming now, I think I might make up a tool out of these two, or maybe I'll just make it, because there is a bit of movement in him, so the alignment is not as critical, because he sits in that pivot bearing. So now clutch, flywheel's okay. This bugger wouldn't come out, which is a drive for your tackle, so he's stuck in there. If I can get that claw out of the way. So he's stuck in there somehow. I don't know how to get him out. I haven't really tried now, to be honest. But yeah, so I just disconnected him out of the back of the clock. Now, so what's next on this? So there's your plate for your second clutch, and it's held tension with a spring, a Belleville spring it's called. So he sits in there, and yeah, so that's the opposite side. He sits in there. These plates are all good, but I think I'll be getting a full kit just to be on the safe side, and they're not that dear. So yeah, that is the joys of the Massey Ferguson at the moment. Sorry it's a bit dark in here. It's a cloudy day and it's getting a bit late. So the plan for this now is yeah, radiator off. Some of these pipes are in a sorry state. Yeah, look at that. So they need to be replaced anyway. So next thing now is to get a clutch kit. I'm going to put the clutch kit on it. I'm going to time the pump, or I'm going to pull the pump off and reseal it. It's leaking around here, and a little bit out of these as well, 2 shaft seals. So I've put in these temporary plugs just to stop any dirt getting in. I'll have to take that front cover off. This one around here, just ring of bolts, and then there's 3 bolts holding it onto the cam gear. So I'll be doing that. I'll be doing the injectors. I'm going to show you the pump test on it now. So here we are. This is injector number, there's number 1. These were marked up beforehand. There's number 2. So the one is number 3. So you can see there's a lot of carbon built up from around the chamber. That'll need to be cleaned off. And this one I have cleaned, although not the best job or anything like that. Be getting a new copper washer. If you can focus in on them. Yeah, so you can see the holes. It appears to be only 2 holes in these. Someone wants to correct me. Is that one? Yeah. Right. So how this machine operates is you build up pressure. So you find the point where it cracks. See that? just look at the mist and see how nice it is, which is actually pretty good. Now to find out your cracking pressure, you use this guy, so he will slowly build them up to the point where it cracks. Try and get straight with that now if we can. It wasn't a success because I went in too far. You have a thread. You're basically putting a small pump in. So you wind him out fairly good. You get this one built up. And then you screw this one. That's it. So he just spits. At that point then you know where you are with your pressure. So I think this one is slightly lower than it should be. If anyone wants to chime in the comments what they think the pressure should be, because I hear different figures and numbers from everybody. So I'll let off the pressure off him now. Set him up for the next one. So I'll do all three of those, and the adjuster for these is in here. It's pretty simple. New nozzles are 20 quid, but I think these are okay, so we'll give it a go. Green diesel in Ireland, of course. If you see that lovely shade of green, you can't put it in your car. It's agricultural diesel. So yeah. So, and I've changed that in the pump as well. So I had to stake the two little valves inside here. I did update the message. Yeah, so these little valves, there's half a valve, the other part of it's broken. Yeah, so the metal of that has gone up the pipe as well, so I'll have to go find that. So there's a few little things I have to keep an eye on. So back out with the tractor again. It is starting to get dark very quick. I have to shut in that door now. I think we're getting a storm. There's someone saying there was a storm coming. So yeah, I'm not going to go too far much into this back end because I can split it again if there's a problem, but it's a little bit oily in there, but it's not really a problem to me. I don't mind them dripping a little bit. I don't think she's really leaking a whole lot, but she will be getting a new release bearing and a brand new clutch kit. That is an extra little bit of wear on these teeth, but this is the PTO and there's a fair chunk of teeth after it, so not too worried. Once she slides in there and she'll do the job. Yeah, so that is it for the Massey for the minute. I'm not going to make this video too long, but she's going to be getting some long overdue maintenance. See a bit of rust in the hole as well. I'll have to give them pipes a little bit of a clean out. The thermostat is still in there. And as I was saying as well, some of these pipes, I think it's this one here, is the one that comes off of the fuel pump, the little lift pump. So whatever metal came off them little valves that broke up would have headed on around that way and into the top of this filter here. So I think I'll take the filters off and see can I find them pieces of metal. I don't like the thoughts of them floating around in there and jiggling around, because they'll make themselves fine enough to get into the pump, I'm sure of it. So that is the end for today's video, guys. The next time you see this, I'll probably be putting the clutch in. I don't know if I should film it. It's just dozens of videos of 35s being done. Here's a little rubber for the ammeter. It just fell through the dash, so I have a new rubber for that. I have a few new little pieces. I'll have to put some WD-40 on these as well and check the connectors, and I want to get this charging. Dynamo's there, not doing a whole lot. Turn it upside down. Yeah. There's not a whole lot happening there now with that. It's just sitting there in free air. Oh, it's actually just broke off. Would you believe that? Look at that. That bolt has just snapped. Anyway, just another little thing to do. Yeah. Now, start tomorrow. I'll take him apart now and give him a clean. Wasn't really doing nothing wrong, but no harm to have a look. Right, I'll leave it at that for today's video, guys. If you do like these videos, will you give it a thumbs up? And I'm at 950 subs now. I know I keep saying it, but if you don't mind, just share it to your friends and just get them to like and subscribe. And I'll be able to come out with some new content every couple of weeks, maybe. Doing some work with these and whatnot, you know. I should have pump up that jack a little bit, it's gone down. Yeah, so I just split her that way. Blocked up the back end. Throw her out on a trolley jack. There's not much weight in these. That'll do for today's, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, stay safe.